Now I've got a mecha, baby. Now I've got a mecha, baby.
Woo!
Full stream.
We got a subscription. Bryke is subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 9 months. Currently on a 7-month streak. And it's Valentine's Day. Wow.
Now I've got a mecha, baby.
Yeah, baby. We're back again. Talking about hacking. Trying to get some good hacking sounds.
Hacking. Hacking. Hacking.
Hacking. Hacking. Hacking.
Hacking.
Raptor?
Wee. That's quite nerdy. Terror.
Super cow powers?
I need to hack into the task manager real quick and make sure we're gonna hack in and make sure some of these things. That's some computer tip you can do. That's sort of like hacking, is helps you go into your computer and see what stuff is using up too much memory. I've got all this crap going on here that I don't need. We need more juice going into the stream today. It's very powerful.
That's quite nerdy. That's quite nerdy.
So that's something we're gonna do here. You don't need some of these things. Sometimes they tell you that you need this, you need that. Of course, I have a million tabs open, so that's not gonna help. But we want to be at peak performance with our computers, so we're gonna have to hack into our own computer.
Terror.
Singleton?
Oh. Whoa. I'm gonna blow your eardrums out today. Get ready.
Big muscles, big arms.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you. The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
Pretty cool, pretty cool.
All right, let's get this party started, baby. Let's get this thing going. Cool Stream. We're back again for another show.
Now I've got a mecha, baby.
Yeah. We got a fun and cool show. We had to take off last week. Now we're back. Woo-hoo-hoo. Shut up. It's time for the Cool Stream.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
Shout out to the cool heads out there in the chat. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and all that business. Hit up the old free sound for all and just sit back, relax. It's time to hack into the mainframe. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to do some hacking live on the stream a little bit later. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. And we've never done before.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
So it's going to be a lot of fun today. The Cool Stream is back, baby. I've missed it. I've missed everyone. I haven't got a chance to get on here, get on the mic, and go wild. It's the Cool Stream.
Now I've got a mecha, baby.
It's the Cool Stream. It's the show where we talk about the weirdest and craziest stuff on the web. And we're all up in the web today on this episode about the hackers. Oh no! The hackers are at it again. They're up to no good. Some of them are up to good, and some of them are up to no good. So we have to separate the two and learn a little bit more about the hackers today. That's what we're going to do.
Thank you for using Coolscape.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Very nice. It's time to get into the hacking zone, the Cool Stream. That's right. The hackers are at it again. They're hacking left and right. Of course, we've had some experience with some of the hackers, and I won't get too in-depth into that. It'll really get into the weeds. And we're just going to, of course, we know some of the groups involved, some of the hacking groups, so we'll talk about them. Some of these, let's just say another word for, think about what's another word for when you don't know what someone's name is. They don't use a name. That's a little clue. The biggest hacking group out there, but there's other ones too. I've learned a little bit about them as well, and kind of where hacking comes from, which is cool. It's good to learn about things. This is an educational show first and foremost, as well as a journalistic type of show, and there's some entertainment too. So you're gonna have a lot of laughs. If you've never watched the show before, which I'm not seeing any new folks in here, but if you're new to the show, it's the Cool Stream.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
All right, we mostly watch videos and talk about stuff. Talking about hacking today, and we got a pretty cool little background going with the green and the red, green and the black, because that's some hacking colors, like going into the Matrix. We're gonna go into the Matrix.
Super cow powers.
We're gonna go into the damn Matrix. That's where you'll find the hackers. Alright? So let's see, what do we have here for our drink of the day? What are you sipping on? I should have got just a green drink now that I think about it, but this has got some of that, the classic Monster. Monster. I'm a monster. Monster Rehab. This show, we need to start getting some sponsors in here. I think it's time that the Cool Stream makes a hard left turn, and we're just going to do Spawn Con left and right. Trying to get, well, I would love it if we could get sponsored by Top War. I mean, that would be insanely cool.
Now I've got a mecha, baby.
If we could get them...
Nothing can stop me now. Nothing can
If
stop
we
me
could get
now.
sponsored by them, maybe play the game live on the show. I'm in the Top War Discord, and people are... Not a lot of people have responded to my questions about whether...
Nothing can stop me now. Nothing.
About how I can get in touch with the man from the videos.
Join us. Come on.
How can I get in touch with this man? They're all just talking about how can I build the tower and take out the enemy. We may have to do another mobile games episode because we also need to get into the color world. That's another weird one. It's getting weirder by the day, and I haven't looked into it since it came live, but there's been some more updates to that, so check that out. Color World, I think it's in the App Store. Sponsored by Fork Knife. How can we get sponsored? Could I just put a little logo? We used to do sponsorships back in the day when it all first began. I've got space for a little logo right there. So it could be a snack company, or I need to do some work on that because I'd love to get more money. If there's one thing that I need in life that'll make me happy.
Big muscles, big arms.
There's one thing that'll make my life complete is having more money.
The bigger, the better.
That'll help big time, baby.
Join us. Come on.
Join the cool crew. Talking about the hackers today. Let's see what's going on in the news with the hackers. Of course, Anonymous has claimed that it has hacked Russia's central bank. And this is pretty updated, pretty recent news, of course, with the Ukraine. They have a bunch of files, supposedly. Hacktivist, and we'll get into Hacktivist. Anonymous, of course, they're involved with all kinds of people, including some not so good people. Something I learned from a documentary that I watched from their YouTube. Speaking of the Hacktivists, have been associated with some not so good people. So do we really want to hear what they have to say? It sounds like a bunch of bluster until they can really come through on some of these secret files. It's probably just a bunch of bunk. They had a post on Twitter, and just in, the Anonymous Collective has hacked the Central Bank of Russia. 35,000 files will be released within 48 hours with secret agreements. And we've all heard about what was in the files, and it really helped against the propaganda campaign of Putin. So thanks, Anonymous, for stopping the war. As soon as those files dropped, man, that was nuts. And they talked all about Putin as a big dummy, how he freaking watches, I don't know, Disney cartoons or something. He's I don't know. I'm trying to think of something incriminating that would be in the files. He likes to wear a pink dress. He's a freaking idiot. We hate him. He's been ruined thanks to Anonymous. So anyway, that's what's been going on with Anonymous. The hackers are at it again. Of course, they have the famous mask. It's a bunch of DDoS, which stands for Denial of Service attacks. Right? I must still look that up. That's the most popular one. We need to learn about hacking. Distributed denial of service is what that means. Cloudflare. Fact the Bank of Russia. I've been hacked.
You run a successful
when I
business
get
through your
hacked.
e-commerce platform. Sales are at an all-time high. Costs are going down, and all your
Costs are
projection
going
charts are
up.
moving up and to the right.
Money's
One
going
morning,
up.
you wake up and log into your site's analytics platform to check on current sales and see that nothing has sold recently. You type in your URL only to find that it is unable to load. Unfortunately, your popularity may have made you a target of a DDoS or distributed denial of service attack, a malicious attempt to
DDoS.
disrupt the normal functioning of your service.
DDoS, when back in the day when I would get on the computer and play some of my games on from the D drive, I have to log into MS-DOS and start up the old disk D drive to play some of those games.
There are people out there with
Like the Oregon
extensive
Trail,
computer
which we
knowledge
played on the
whose
stream.
intentions are to
The
breach or
stream.
bypass internet security. They want nothing more
Hate
than to
these
disrupt
hackers.
the normal transactions of businesses like yours. They do this by infecting computers
The
and other
bots.
electronic hardware with malicious software or malware. Each infected device is called a bot. Each one of these
bots are
infected
at it
bots
again.
works together with other bots in order to create a disruptive network called
And then
a
they all go on
botnet.
Twitter.
Botnets are created
And they
for a
start
lot of
tweeting
different
about
reasons, but they
weird
all have
stuff.
the same objective: taking web resources like your website offline in order to deny your customers access. Luckily, with Cloudflare, DDoS attacks can be mitigated, and your site can stay online no matter the size, duration, and complexity of the attack. When DDoS attacks are aimed at your internet property, instead of your server becoming deluged with malicious traffic, Cloudflare stands in between you and any attack traffic with a
Cloudflare.
buffer. Instead of allowing the attack to overwhelm your website, we
This
filter and
episode's brought
distribute
to you
the
by
attack traffic across
Cloudflare.
our global network of data centers using our
Okay.
Anycast.
This is where we'd want to get some kind of sponsorship. Cool Stream today is brought to you by Cloudflare. Under attack? Oh crap. The hacking hotline. Call the emergency cyber hotline to get low latency cyber protection in minutes. What are some other sponsors? Cool Stream is brought to you by Raycon earbuds and I think some other ones that are on YouTube all the time. I love these earbuds. I love these earbuds. Get low latency cyber protection against the DDoS and application infrastructure attack. We got to work up our infrastructure. That's what Biden wants to do. He's supposed to help us with that. So that's a little bit about denial of service. And I mean, hell, if the hackers are doing it, probably all the other AT&T is doing it when I'm trying to watch my Netflix. They're throttling my bit stream, my they're throttling my whatever. I know a lot about computers. Okay, I'm trying to look up some of the latest hacking news because that's, I mean, every other day we've got an update about what the hackers are up to. So let's see what they've got going on. The hackers are at it again. Of course, they're attacking the blockchain. It's a crucial blockchain crucial piece of the cryptocurrency ecosystem. We can't really get into cryptos, but we have talked about them before. Here's some of the classic memes over here. NFT fraud. Well, good luck with that. Cryptocurrency network. They were breached. The hackers made off with 50 million worth of Ethereum USDC stablecoin. They really should have made off with real money. That probably would have helped. The blockchain bridges are applications that allow people move digital app sets to blockchain and another Doge. So anyway, if you can hack into a breach, it's so concerning because it appears that the team failed to follow well-known basic security practices. The hack went unnoticed for several days, which implies the team did not have basic monitoring system. Man, I would hate to be on that. I'd hate to be on that morning huddle on Monday with the team. I'm talking about how we just got hacked. They were probably up all night trying to get into the hacking hotline to get some help from Cloudflare. Go on over to Cloudflare and enter the code COOL to get 50% off some of those Cloudflare security stuff. Apple and Meta gave user data to hackers posing as police. Oh, crap. That's another thing the hackers can do. Lapsus. What? Lapsus is one of the newest and best hacking groups out there. They're up to no good. So what is this talking about? 16th century philosopher. What does this have to do with hacking? Explore the power of information. Okay, Apple and Meta, which is Facebook, Jeff Zuckerberg, gave what to whom? Apple and Meta gave what to whom? That's right, they gave it over to the hackers. Oh, frick. One of the more creative ploys we've seen recently, the hackers reportedly duped Apple and Meta into handing over sensitive data, including names, phone numbers, and IP addresses. The hackers did so by exploiting so-called emergency data requests, which police use to access data when someone is potentially in immediate danger, such as an abducted child, which does not require just a signature. Civil liberty watchdogs have long criticized EDRs ripe for abuse by law enforcement. It's the first we've heard of the hackers using the data loophole to steal people's data. According to security journalist Brian Krebs, and I wonder if he's any relation to the former podcaster who did Hot Wings and stuff, Kreb. The hackers gained access to police system fraudulent EDRs because of their urgent nature they're difficult to identify. So how the hell did they do that to get into... Oh, they just got a bunch of phone numbers or something? Lapsus. And some of the teens over there, some of the hacking teens, high-profile Lapsus attacks and extortion attempts. The City of London police, the bobbies over there, went and arrested the teenagers, 16 and 17, in connection with the gang's crimes. This teenager faces 3 counts of unauthorized access to a computer, causing a computer to perform a function to secure unauthorized access to a program. Dang. The Lapsus. And then, of course, Russia, like we said, they've been hacked. Vladimir Putin was embarrassed by all the information that Anonymous came out with. So it's all over now, thanks to Anonymous. Let's see. There's an attack on its network. It knocked off some stuff. Or maybe the hackers were working with Russia. It said that there was Russia's attack knocked out some Ukrainian communications. Attackers used a modem wiper known as Acid Rain. The malware may have developmental similarities to another malware, VPN filter, which the national intelligence has linked to Russian hacker group Sandworm. Whoa. Like Dune, they're trying to get some of the spice. So anyway, hackers are trying to get after Ukraine or something. Internet connected cameras, oh no, if you got some of those, I need to put some tape over mine. The hackers might be watching you. So they also might be trying to steal your Microsoft 365 credentials. So you're going to want to update some of your passwords. Lapsus is at it again, stealing stuff. North Korea, they've got the hackers, and malware can come and infect you at any time. So you got to watch out. And then a separate branch of hackers are ones who, speaking of Fork Knife, go in and hack the video games to make themselves better at playing the game, which is a different kind of thing. Sandworm, we're not going to get into that, but those are the Russian hackers. Let's get into a video. Let's get some entertainment going. Enough of my gabbing and flapping my gums. No one wants to hear that. They just want to see some of these funny videos.
Hey YouTube family, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to our daily hacking news series. Hit the like and subscribe button to give a shout out to our team. Now, let's
Don't
get
forget
right
to
into
tap the
video.
bell icon.
First news is related to Anonymous Hacking Group. Anonymous and other hacker groups continue to target Russia. In a recent attack, the collective has taken over more than 400 Russian cameras in support of Ukraine.
What?
The hacktivists shared the live feed of the hacked cameras on the website. BehindEnemaLines.live, the hacked cams are grouped into various categories based on their location.
Camera dump.
Businesses, outdoor, indoor,
Let's check
restaurants,
that one out.
offices, schools, and
I hope
security
there's nothing
offices.
X-rated on there.
The hacked cams are grouped in various. Activists shared the live feed of the hacked cameras on the website. BehindEnemaLines.live.
BehindEnemaLines.live.
The hacked cams are grouped in
Let's
various
check that
categories
out.
based on their location, like businesses, outdoor, indoor, restaurants, offices, schools, and security offices. Next news is a massive news from Russia. Lumen Technologies,
Behind the
internet
Russian
backup
camera
provider
dump.
formerly known as CenturyLink, has quit Russia. The business announcement is titled,
CenturyLink is another something, I don't know. Brought to you by Anonymous. All right. They've got, this is their big camera dump because they hacked all the cameras, and I hope they got some of that. I hope they got the P-tape. I hope that's on here somewhere. So that finally needs to be brought to life. Brought to you by Anonymous. Let's see. What's some of these cameras? And there better not be anything weird going on with some of the cameras. We've hacked the cameras. Oh no. There's a parking lot. And wouldn't it be terrible if we saw what was going on in the parking lot? Oh crap. What are other cameras? Let's see. Schools. We want to see inside of some schools. They got any cameras inside of the bathrooms or anything? Putin is killing children. That's not good. Russia. I don't even know if some of these are online anymore. This is what Anonymous is up to. They've hacked into the cameras. Cameras inside of... We've decided to take down the house cams. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Anonymous. We're doing the right thing. We don't need to see inside of people's bathrooms. I would love to see inside of a restaurant. See what they're cooking up over there. So far, nothing is loading. Shoo. There we go. What do they got going on inside the restaurant? What are we cooking up today in Russia? Thanks to Anonymous. Looks like making a panini.
Ooh, it's so good.
It's delicious. This is what hacking will get you. Thanks to the hackers for providing this important camera footage of someone making a sandwich. What other cameras do we have here? The Ukraine. We'll check back in with the sandwich maker. Here's one. This one has some notes on it. Russians lied to 200rf.com. Hacked by Anonymous, the warrior poets. And it looks like maybe a bakery of some sort. Buying some bread. So that's what we've got going on in Russia, thanks to the hackers have provided us with some of important stuff. This is kind of cool. I like seeing what's going on the cameras. Looks like looks like inside of a Sherwin-Williams down at the bottom, and maybe a frame shop. What's going on here? We've hacked into the clothes store. 90% off. I'm hacking in. I'm hacking in to watch what's going on in the store. Crazy stuff.
That is crazy. Oh my word.
Can't believe it. I've hacked into the camera and they're having a sale, 30% off socks over at the store. Here, okay, that's enough of that. That was fun. That was fun and cool. What else is going on? What's everyone up to today?
Lumen's readiness to meet global events and does not take a position on the morality of the illegal invasion of Ukraine. Instead, it frames the decision as necessary due to increased security risk inside Russia and to ensure the security of our and our customers' networks, as well as the ongoing integrity of the global internet. Next news is related to latest update of Russian conflict. The conflict in cyberspace is unfolding parallel to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine on the web. Cyber attacks are being launched against Russian and Ukrainian sides, with a new wiper directed against Russia joining the fray. On March 1, a tweet from Malware Hunter team about a possible ransomware variant caught our attention and set our immediate analysis into motion.
I gotta check
we found
that one
several
out.
additional samples of this malware, which has been dubbed as RU Ransom by its developer. Despite its name, analysis has revealed it to be a wiper and not a ransomware variant because of its irreversible destruction of encrypted files.
And I hope you're using
Next
2-ply.
news is also related to Russia.
Okay.
Russia says some of its federal agencies' websites were compromised in a supply chain attack on Tuesday after
The supply
unknown
chain. The
hackers
hackers
hacked
have
the
hacked
stats
the
used to
supply
track the number of
chain. I
visitors
can't
by
get
multiple
my.
government agencies.
Is that still a thing? The
The list
supply
of sites
chain.
impacted in the attack includes the websites of the Energy Ministry, the Federal State Statistics Service, the Federal Penitentiary Service, the Federal Bailiff Service, the Federal Anti-Monopoly Service, the Culture Ministry,
Monopoly.
and other Russian state agencies.
The hackers have hacked
The
into
incident was discovered Tuesday
Reading
evening after
Railroad.
the attackers
I'm really
published their own
I'm really
content and
reaching
blocked
here to
access
do
to the websites.
make these jokes.
So that's all for today.
That's all for today.
I hope
That's
you
all
found
the
this
hacks
video
that we've
helpful.
got. That's all the hacks we've got going on. Malware Hunter. There's also some different live videos you can watch of different hacks going on, which is cool. But here we've got Malware Hunter, created by Demon Slay 335. Loves cats, bunnies, and coding. So what's going on with the hackers? Retweeting some cool pictures. Some birds and puppies. Here's a hack. Oh no, the Shenzhen computer systems have been hacked. I don't know what any of this means. These are just some of the codes that come up when you're looking into hacking. So some of you may know what this means. I definitely do about Adobe Flash is being hacked into. If anyone tells you that you've got to install Adobe Flash, you might not want to do that. That's not really a thing anymore. But that's how they get you. They try to get you to click on some of these links to install the latest update. Here, this is interesting. Different string of where your malware users /effer. It's kind of funny. Need more funny stuff. Need more funny stuff. Where's all the funny stuff? That's what people are asking. That's what I'm asking. Need some funny stuff. How about more videos?
Hello. I am pleased to meet you. Anonymous launches cyber war against Russia over Ukraine conflict. Know the No-Name Hacker Collective. An international group of hackers, Anonymous, has declared a cyber war against the Russian government after President Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation against Ukraine and began bombing major cities. The group recently hacked into the Russian media censorship agency Roskomnadzor, stealing emails and files over fears that Russian leaders would shut down the internet. The files stolen by anonymous activists trying to undermine Putin's propaganda have been published by Distributed Denial of Secrets.
The hackers broke the internet.
The Russian government's Roskomnadzor agency is trying to prevent Russians from getting real, unbiased information about the invasion of Ukraine.
It's time to stop
the group last
being
week
polite
posted
and start
footage of
getting
Russian
real.
TV channels being hacked to display coverage of the war. Russian targets Roskomnadzor, the Russian government agency responsible for controlling access to social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter, was the latest target of Anonymous.
Come on!
The Russian agency recently threatened to block access to Wikipedia over coverage of the invasion of Ukraine.
WikiFeet.
It has also
They
issued a
blocked
directive
the access
for all
to
Russian media
WikiFeet
to
in
use
Russia.
only state-approved sources of information or face retaliation. However, on March 10th, a tweet from Anonymous TV
bigger,
read,
the
Anonymous
better.
successfully hacked and leaked the database of Roskomnadzor, the Russian federal executive
Whoa.
agency responsible for monitoring, controlling and censoring Russian mass media.
And then what
involving More than
happened?
360K files are released to the public. On Russia. Concerns that Russia could be cut off from the global internet
Maybe we
have
should
prompted
go
the hackers
to-
to publish their data in hopes of exposing the Russian government's censorship on its citizens.
What?
Activists want to keep Russians connected to the
Activists.
rest of the world in alternative media. Anonymous also hacked into Russian news channels Russia 24, Channel 1 and Moscow 24 and broadcast images of harrowing
Wow.
attack scenes along with the message ordinary Russians are against the war on the TV screen. The group has also claimed responsibility for a number of other cyber attacks, including shutting down the Kremlin's official website, hacking the Ministry of Defense database and taking down more than 300 Russian media and banking websites.
Wow. Denial of service. Denied. That's what you get for doing that. Doing what they did. Maybe I should go to like anonymous.com or something to see some of these leaked files. Let me just hack into... Let me just open up a secure browser with NordVPN. Anonymous. They have a website, anonymous.com. Website. The Hacktivists. Or anonymous group. This might... I'm glad that I have my... Hacking is not a crime. I'm glad I have NordVPN installed. So that in case anything goes wrong, it'll be there to protect me against anything in case Anonymous is on to kind of what I have going on. They may not like this. I don't know. I'm trying to be unbiased in some of my information. I know in the past I've been all up against Anonymous with some of the attacks they did to me. But they're a collection of hacktivists. They're a bunch of hacks. And if you go onto their YouTube, there's a video and documentary that came out about 4 or 5 years ago about some of the cool hacktivists that worked and did stuff for them, which included a couple of guys who were neo-Nazis. So that was not fun to watch. I did watch part of that. I can't remember. I don't want to say the guy's name. He's a nasty little freak. I think he went to jail, and now apparently he runs the Daily Storm website. And so that the documentary was all about, this guy's so cool, he's a troll. And it's crazy that he uses all these slurs and whatever. And it was very bad, very hard to watch. But Anonymous, that's what they're all about. Those are some of the people that have been involved, some of these bad people, but they are also hacking Russia, so that's good too. And of course, Russia hacked the election. Maybe we could get into that. Hacking is not a crime. There's been a lot of different groups out there. It's kind of a cool website. Warrior Hacksaw. Hacksaw. Hacking is not a crime. It's an art of awareness. I want to get into what some of the other hacker groups are. We've got Anonymous, of course, Operation Anti-Sec, the Cult of the Dead Cow. Now, I believe this is the one that is Back Orifice. That's funny. The Cult of the Dead Cow. I believe that's the one that Beto O'Rourke was part of. He was part of the hackers. I don't know if you knew that. Beto O'Rourke's secret membership in the hackers. He was part of the oldest hacking group. And could you imagine if he became president? If Beto, the first hacker president, that would have been crazy. He was the members of the famous hacktivism group, the Cult of the Dead Cow. How the original hacking supergroup might just save the world. Some of the stuff you might know, he was friends with, he used to rock and roll with at the drive-in, and he was in a band, and he was in the hacker group, the Cult of the Dead Cow. They were hacking Windows, Microsoft Windows, Windows Paint, and they invented the word hacktivism. There he is. He was a hacker. Oh, this is his mugshot. Oh my gosh, he was a damn hacker. Oh, freak, you're getting freaked out. We're talking. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the freakers. This is getting into the old school hacker guys. Enough of this anonymous. They don't even know. They don't even know. He was a misfit teen. O'Rourke was a misfit teen in El Paso. And he would hang out on the online forums. And he started his own board, Taco Land, about punk music. And he used to party with at the drive-in down there. And he would do hacking and stuff. You know, some of the hackers, they get a bad rap. He's from the wrong side of the tracks. Some of them get a bad rap. You know, some of the hackers are trying to do just, you know, trying to pirate video games and stuff. But others are trying to hack into, you know, Russia's cameras and stuff. He's like Timothy Chalamet. I'm ready for the Beto biopic. About how he was a hacking punk rocker. The Apple computer was the Facebook of its day. I've got some videos on that. Kind of interesting. Some of the origins of hacking. Let's get into it. Enough of anonymous. We hate those freaks. I hate them. Let's see what we've got here. A lot of weird stuff. The Net Cafe. This is kind of cool. Actually, it does talk to the Dead Cow guys. This is a really cool.
We're going to send you 4 cool programs.
This is a really cool. I had a lot of fun doing research into hacking, and I came across this internet show called the Net Cafe. And there's a couple of videos online. The Net Cafe series in San Francisco, at a cyber cafe called Coffee Net. And they were looking at some of the hacker culture.
That's right, our Cyberblast is dumping data so fast that we can send you 4 complete programs in less than 2 minutes.
Cyberblast.
Now, what you're seeing over here is the actual data coming into your computer.
Holy crap!
We're sending you these programs in
this
the
is
TV
what they used to
signal
do
at
back in the
about 2
days. They could
megabytes per
send.
minute. If you don't have a TV modem, you can also.
This was some kind of weird TV, some kind of internet connected to your TV, and so they were actually sending you stuff through this TV show. It's kind of crazy.
So get these
very
files
advanced.
off of our website on your regular telephone.
It's a very
modem.
young
Now,
Matt
doing it that way
Iglesias.
will take you at least a half an hour of connection.
It'll take you about 4 hours.
Cybercast technology, we're able to do this in less than 2 minutes.
Holy
so let me tell you what we're sending you. First of all, do you think you're
We're
a
sending
hacker?
you some porno.
Download it from the official hacker test. Answer the questions
We're
in the
sending you some
program will tell
porno.
you whether or not you have a right to call yourself a hacker. Now, if you're worried about other hackers, we're also sending
Worried
you the
about
latest version
hackers.
of
Hacking?
Virus Scanner from McAfee.
Send me some
It's been
porno.
updated to check for
Christ's sake.
257 new
Trying to
viruses,
get off.
which have been added since the previous version of the program.
It's a mirror.
Next, we're going to let you hack away at a golf ball.
Hack away.
Downloading Golf Score Analyst.
Whoa.
It's a great program for keeping track
Golf
of all your
Score
golf stats
Analyst.
and
This
analyzing
is
your
great.
strengths and weaknesses.
You can
Finally, just for fun, we're sending you Screen Paste by Galtware. This
Send me
cool
some
utility
porno,
lets
for
you
God's
easily
sake.
turn any graphics file or files in any format into a
Porno hacking.
screensaver. Remember, we're
Send me
sending
some
all 4 programs
frickin'
to you
Cindy
in under
Crawford
2 minutes. Now, to
screensaver.
download these files
I don't
this
want
fast,
this
you do
damn
need a
golf.
TV modem. If you need information on how to use or
want this
find
damn
a TV
golf
modem, just check out the
program.
Internet Cafe section of our
Send me a
website at
frickin' video game or something cool.
www.pctv.com. TV modem uses the broadband
TV modem.
television signal rather than the limited capacity of a phone line. That's how we're able to send you so much data so quickly. In fact, we're sending this to you in about 1 megabyte every 30 seconds.
Wow.
So it looks like the download is just about complete. Have fun with your 4 new programs.
All
For
right.
more information,
I got
check
some
out
new
our
programs.
website. It's www.pctv.com.
Keep track of my golf score.
That wraps up this Cyberblast of the Internet Cafe. I'm Giles Bateman.
All right, so you guys are members of the Cult of the Dead Cow, kind of a pretty
Dead
select
Cow.
group. There's about 12 members, I guess. And this is a
Guess.
website and a group of what, hackers?
Bunch of
Do you call yourself
hackers.
a hackers organization?
think we're primarily hackers that don't hack anymore. We're an electronic zine for the, you know, the hack-free community. People like us.
Hackers.
Okay. Now, why don't you hack anymore?
I think most of us
Hacking is
have
lame.
to an extent. We started very early. There were early 80s when it was really exciting, new and fresh. And these days, it just isn't that way anymore.
When you say outdated, is that 'cause you're older or like the world is different?
I think
Hacking
the world is
is
different. It used to be
so
that
played
one
out.
person on his own could exploit or discover features of computer systems that were still in development, things that were constantly renewing themselves. Now both the computer technologies have settled down, and also, you know,
Computers
it's
are
much more
boring.
difficult to do something on an individual basis.
So you talk about hackers and freaks. What do you mean by freaks?
Freaks.
Well, freaks are generally people concerned with the phone system, the inner working of the phone system, and the network that comprises that system.
All right, now, so the hack, I mean, we still
The
hear a lot
freaks.
about hackers. You got.
All right, we'll get into the freaks. This is pretty interesting stuff. The freakers. There is something somewhere, one of these videos, that does a good job of explaining the freakers. Basically, they figured out the different tones on phones to get free phone calls. So the freakers started out doing that, getting free phone calls and messing around with the telephones and the telephone companies. But then when it got into the dial-up modems, that's when freaking really got freaky. And there's another video I have that kind of explains that.
As you're saying, I mean, it's really not
where
much fun anymore. Is
where
hackers just
some
like
of the
social,
hacking really started out
cultural, rebellious
with some
thing
of
these
these
days? You're not
freakers.
really a hacker. You just call yourself a hacker.
I think it may be that way. I'm sure it's exciting for the kids that are up and coming now, but I don't think they feel
Back in
really
my
what we
day,
felt back in the early 80s when
these
when there was a
kids,
whole new world out there.
Gen Zs, millennials, or whatever, these guys are the Gen
Entire new
Xers.
world of electronics to
Boomers.
explore, you know, and it's something that it's a world that
Typical
hadn't been
boomer
explored.
talk.
It's just wide open.
All they did was do their phone freaks.
Anxiety-ridden teenager to think, hey, I can break into this thing.
Maybe so, but the Russia discovery is something that you really can't put into
Russia.
words. Today, though, I mean, there isn't much to discover anymore. You can subscribe to 2600 or Blacklisted and get all the information you need. There's not much to find on your own.
Okay, so these are the old jaded hackers, and they're just kind of like, yeah, hacking is boring, and there's nothing left to do, and I think they're just trying to disavow, so that they're trying to disavow hacking because they have a full-time job now, and they don't want to get in trouble. They're like, oh, there's no hacking, you can't hack anymore. It's all a bunch of crap.
So it's just matured kind of too much to really make it difficult for you, I guess. It's not as satisfying.
Not as satisfying, yeah.
Let me talk about your website.
It's too easy.
Cult of the Dead Cows.
There it
It's
is.
a really interesting website. And the first thing I
Really
noticed is you go on
interesting.
there and you spend the first like 8 pages bragging about your press clippings.
There's no vaccine. We hate the
You guys
vaccine.
just playing with everybody out there, and they all think you're terrible guys, but you just
Yeah,
like
just
pulling
freaking
everybody's
around.
chain.
Well, I think we are playing with people to an extent, but if you dig past it, you find actual information there. And on the other hand, you know, it's really not about the technical information. You know, we've been promulgating files with fiction and other things, and that's really led to our longevity.
But I mean, most people log on to CBC.
fake. Sounds like
I mean,
fake
are they looking
news.
for hacker technical stuff, or is it really just another
I'm really not sure what most people are looking
House
for. I know a lot of people-
Deluxe.
I've hacked into the mainframe and subscribed for 37 months.
Holy
for
crap.
hacker stuff. We get
Thanks for subscribing. Pop Deluxe subscribed at Tier 1 for 37 months via hacking. So that's one thing you can do. Is hack into the mainframe and become a subscriber.
You know,
And
50, 75 pieces of mail a day from kids who want to join, or they want us to hack their
become a
school
freak.
computer system.
Become a cool
So,
freak.
I mean, it's a lot of teenage boys basically coming into this and like doing their
Doing their thing, looking up porno.
I think it's a lot of them, and it's also an
It's a lot of
established
them
fan base that we have. The old school
downloading
people that remember us from
X-rated
back when they
videos.
came up and have followed us along the way. Our friends.
But as you say, the content on the site, I mean, there's a lot of just good, serious writing in there, right? It has nothing to do with hacking.
Oh, that's true. There's also a lot of spurious, you know, bizarre fiction. But
Right.
yeah, there's all kinds.
Now, there's a lot
What kind of fiction? Fan
of,
fiction?
there's a lot of four-letter words and a lot of sort of scary, intimidating sort of stuff in there. Is that just, again, just to have fun and play with it? I mean, you sort of trying to scare people off or just titillate them?
I think it's a parody. It's a counterbalance to the rest of the hack world that takes itself way too seriously. That's what it is.
We're just having fun with folks there. But there is a serious aspect to it. I mean, you're really getting a message across.
Poke fun at some of these hackers out there.
I mean, aren't you trying to make people aware that the net is really not a secure,
The
safe
net
place, no matter what people
is
say?
a dangerous place
I think
to
a lot
be.
of companies are trying to sell you on the idea that the internet's completely safe, that you can throw information around as long as it's not a credit card number. That's just not true. There's already too much information available too readily on the net. And
There's a lot of stuff on the net.
Point out that anyone can get
You gotta
to it.
watch out.
Now, hackers and CDC, I mean, you guys have been called terrible things by the media, sickos and evil people of one sort or another. I mean, you guys, I mean, I take it from what you're saying, you don't think of yourselves as bad.
You like that? Boom!
I don't think of myself as a bad person.
But there may be others out there.
Oh,
Maybe
but,
others out
I
It's a
think there are
perfect
plenty
day
of
to
people who
harvest
are,
some wheat.
Happy with that title, actually.
I'm a freak. I'm a phone freak. We've got the hacker documentary. This one's pretty good. We've got a hacker one, and then we've got one somewhere. A bunch of documentaries. The BBS. You've heard of. Well, I'm not even gonna say it. BB-8. How about that? The BBS boards. It's kind of cool.
2203 try.
The hackers are people too, and that's my. I'm glad. That's my really annoying free sound that I came up with. For some reason, I made it as annoying as I can.
Who are against hacking,
For some goddamn reason.
to explain their point of view. We wanted to have an open
The
discussion.
hackers are at it
We
again.
wanted to show that we are not some hackers sitting in a dark corner doing illegal things.
Sitting in the mother's basement. Let's go. This is a cool documentary. It's called Hacker Documentary, Unauthorized Access by Annalisa Savage from 1994. I can post this in the Coolstream Discord. I've watched most of it, so I'm just trying to find a good part. There's some pretty cool guys in here, so let's go skip to these guys.
Yep. We'll see everyone around.
Frankly, I'm pissed off about
This guy went
everything.
to jail for hacking.
I mean, considering the way I was sentenced, the judge's exact words were that he was sentencing me as a symbol to send a message. What kind of justice is that? Why don't
no.
send the message some other way?
I got a message for you. Suck on this. And these guys are cool coming up here.
Agent Steele is a guy who's been around since the early 80s.
This might be one of the dead cow guys. He's got a little, looks like a cow pin that he's got there. So this might be one of the cow guys.
Oh, yeah. Very secretive. You could only contact him through numbers that died every month, and he would hand out new numbers to people he trusted. Lived in Los Angeles. Wrote a lot of interesting files. Definitely into electronic fund transfers, the banking system.
Non-fungible tokens.
Pulling scams, social engineering. Money was his big thing. Any way he could get money, he was interested in it.
Agent Steele tried to get me to break into central offices, remote switching units, TimeNet, Telenet nodes, tried to get me to data tap. He just did all kinds of stuff.
Apparently was caught along with Polson and cooperated in turning him in.
He's a rat.
What I've heard is that he turned state's evidence on a few other people, and in return, he's been given immunity.
He's a rat.
And protection. That's Agent Steele. He's on the run. He was involved in credit card fraud, even though he was an FBI informant
He's
at
a
the
rat.
time. He narked off Paulson, Ron Austin, me, Mitnick, Roscoe, who knows how many other people
He's
who
a
we
rat.
haven't even heard about, just to say, hey, he can stay out of trouble and keep hacking.
He's a rat. Don't be a rat if you're a hacker. That's the worst thing you can be.
My husband and I drive up to the house
There's
after
some
being
hackers.
away all day. Noah and his sister are out of town. There's the strange car parked on the corner, which I notice as we drive up. And the other thing I notice is we drive into the garage is that out of this strange car, get two men who start walking right up our driveway to the house. And I immediately had the feeling that they were some kind of law enforcement. But they weren't regular cops. They did not wear uniforms. One guy was wearing a suit, one guy was wearing a leather jacket. And they just had that other kind of cop look.
That's quite nerdy.
They came right up to us, and I think they asked for us by name. I think they asked, our last name. And I immediately knew that this had something to do with Noah and something to do with the computer.
He's gonna get grounded for that.
I come back from spring break, come to my house, my parents tell me, guess who came to the door yesterday, Noah? I was like, oh, who? And my parents tell me that the Secret Service came to our door.
Wasn't the milkman?
They were kidding because they knew about how I was using computers and how they
Wasn't the damn milkman?
They thought I was a hacker.
The thought of him being taken away.
Maybe it'll be good for him.
Just really, really upset me.
Hey, maybe it'll be good for him, a little bit of tough love. Go out to prison. That'd probably be good for old Noah. Stop your hacking.
On the system. So if we break into this one system, we're going to get into, in essence, a dozen different people's machines. The easiest thing to do in order to break into this machine is to access a user's home directory. We enable
their My
our remote
Pictures
machine to be able to access the machine, and then we log into the remote machine.
Get into
From
their
this point
My
on,
Docs.
We are in control of everything they do. If they want to, we can delete files, we can modify files, we can examine all these files. Of course, that would be entirely unethical, as everyone knows. But that's pretty much about it. We are in essence in control of everything they are.
Dang.
We control everything on the computer.
Computers in control.
About, 10 seconds to break into someone's computer.
Not me. Not me. Not my computer. Freaking. Here we go. Talking about freaks. The freakers. This is pretty cool.
Phreaking is a more hardware-oriented thing, and it deals mostly with it deals solely with the phone system, learning how the phone switching works, how to manipulate them. There's the ins and out of everything.
This is a red box. It basically simulates quarter tones being inserted into a payphone.
5 cents. And put the coin in.
In this particular place, which is Malaysia, I have to send 2600 first to get it cleared off. Okay, now this you should start hearing the call connecting. There you hear a ringing in the States.
Will we hang up?
Please leave any messages after the tone.
I made a call to the United States, and of course, that 25 cents comes back.
Wow. That's the freaking. Using a little device to get the phones to call other phones for free. The freakers. So that's a cool documentary. A lot of cool stuff out there. A lot of cool stuff you can watch on the internet. So we're just going to keep doing that. I don't really have that much good information to give you about hacking, if I'm being honest. I do have this. This is kind of cool. Let's go check this out. This is the Guide to Hacking from 1989, the Legion of Doom, the Legion of Hackers. And we're going to read the introduction to hacking. So let's get into this. Let me get my hacking voice.
Here, how does that sound? The hacker voice. Does it sound like I'm a hacker now? I'm a hacker now. I'm the hacker. Okay. As long as there have been computers, there have been hackers. Maybe it needs to be a little bit, maybe not as deep. Deep. I'm deep in the hacking zone. We're going up higher. I'm deep in the hacking zone. As long as there have been computers, there have been hackers. In the 50s, at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, students devoted much time and energy to ingenious exploration of the computers.
Whoa!
Rules and the law were disregarded in their pursuit for the hack. Just as they were enthralled with their pursuit of information, so are we. The thrill of the hack is not in breaking the law, it's in the pursuit of and capture of knowledge. To this end, let me contribute my suggestion for guidelines to follow to ensure that not only you stay out of trouble, but you pursue your craft without damaging computers you hack into, or the companies who own them. Now
here's some of the rules for hacking. Do not intentionally damage any system. Do not alter any system files other than ones needed to ensure your escape from detection. Trojan horse, altering logs. And altering logs. Talking about dump. Do not leave your name,
number. Here, these are some of the rules for hacking. Do not leave your real name, handle, or number, or else you're going to get caught. Do not leave your phone number, and all that stuff. Do not watch what you post on the boards. Most of the really great hackers in the country post nothing about the system they're working on. Okay. One of the safest places to start your hacking career is on a computer system belonging to a college. University computers have notoriously lax security and are more used to hackers, as every college computer department has one or two. So are less likely to press charges if you should be detective. But if you want to get your feet wet, call your local college. Many of them will provide accounts for local residents at a nominal charge, and I don't think they do that anymore. Of course, make sure you get a lawyer. The best place to begin hacking
is on one of the bigger networks, such as Telnet. Why? Anyway, that's some bit about some of the
hacking stuff going on. It's kind of fun. I thought I would do my hacker voice there. Anyway, this is instruction from the Legion of Dooms of hackers about how to get in to some different networks. This is how these are some codes to get into some different networks here. All right. What else do we have? We got any other cool websites maybe? And then we'll get back into some of these videos. We talked about Lapsus. Lauren Lapsus. Some infamous hacker groups. The history of hacking. The Legion of Doom. Or some other famous hackers. I just looked at that one. The infamous hacking group. Here's some infamous hacking groups. Of course, Anonymous is number one on the list. But they're a hacktivist group, and, you know, they've been associated with some not so good people there. The Chaos Computer Club. That's Europe's largest hacking groups. The Homebrew Computer Club. That was Steve Wozniak. He was a freaker. He was a freak. So there's some good hackers out there. People who just want to get into this, mess around with stuff. They're not trying to cause chaos or anything. The Legion of Doom. They contributed to the Pantheon of World Hacking Knowledge. One of their most wordable notes is the Hacker Manifesto that I just read. Part of that, and the movie Hackers references the big manifesto. Go check that movie out if you need a hacker fix. The Lizard Squad. They've hacked Malaysia Airlines and Xbox. Of course, you can hack without computers if you just use a telegraph. I guess you can do hacking. The very first hacking was a Morse code message meant to play a public audience was intercepted and changed. British inventor and magician Neville Maskelyne decided to thwart a public showcase of the brand new wireless Morse code. He found he was able to build a 50-meter radio mast that would overpower the initial message. However, Maskelyne replaced the public message with a barrage of insults. No. In fact, this was the first case of someone hacking a system to show how flawed a technology was, resulting in a gray hat hacking situation. Interesting. And then they hacked into the Nazis. Of course, they had the famous computers. Somebody was doing something against the Nazis. We hate those guys.
It's a perfect day to harvest some wheat.
Freaks. And then we have the freaks. Joe Ingressia was the first hacker to do phone freaking. He was able to whistle to replicate any perfect pitch, and he whistled the exact 2600 hertz and he was able to disrupt the AT&T systems. And then another crazy thing about the freaking is you had this guy who could whistle the tones. Then they came out, there was a toy, a children's toy in a box of cereal, Captain Crunch, that had this whistle, little whistle, that let people do a tone that would get free phone calls or something.
Over to the right a little bit more.
This is Captain Crunch. He's a hacktivist
to the left now.
named John Draper. He's one of the famous hackers. I think he's playing a video game.
Scan because I don't have it hooked up to the phone.
He's doing some
I
hacking.
think I'm ready to go. Let's see if I've got the program in there first. Yeah, that looks right. That looks right. That looks right. Good. And
It's a pretty cool hacker setup.
Okay, that's what a program looks like. It's flashing by quite fast. It stops for a while and it continues. There, that's what a computer program will look like. This is written in BASIC, a relatively easy to use language. You can learn it in a couple of days. Type run, that runs the program. Okay, it stops, the screen goes blank for a little while, and it'll sit there and calibrate itself. What does that mean? Well, the electronic circuit inside the computer, inside this telephone interface board, has within it a feature that allows it to self-calibrate. Okay, this is what you've got. You've got input number, dial number. You can exit from the program. You can calibrate, which is what I've already done. You can hang up manually. You can pick up manually. You can enable the dial. Let's see, hang up, just H for hang up. Yeah, hear the relay clicking and pick up. Hang up, pick up. Hear the relay? Okay.
So what it does is
Now here I for input number, and it asks for area code, prefix, and number. Like
He's hacking. He's doing hacking.
Number. I'll call it 226.
He's using the computer to call a phone.
That's not my number. That's just a made-up number. Okay. When I hit carriage return, it disappears. Now to display number, to look at current number, I type L, and that's the number.
Press F.
Charlie 1 does just what this does.
He looks like
it
Frank Zappa.
demonstrates the ability to
he's a
make
famous
use the
hacker,
computer for a
Captain
practical
Crunch.
application. If you're a real busy person, if you're running a business, and you're trying to make contact with some people, and you don't have a secretary around. You type in the name of the person you want to call. The computer will automatically look up the name and number, and it's very easy to enter in numbers and edit numbers with the computer, and you can edit.
That's cool. He was doing voice over IP back in the 70s. Let's see, what other stuff do we have? How much time do I have left? I've got my empty cans all over the place. Oh, hacking. Let's see, I promised that we were going to do some hacking live on the stream, so I've got to get that ready, get my computer set up. Let's see what other cool documentaries. We've got some about, here's one from SecurityTube. They have some good videos on there. SecurityTube. Iraq.
January 1998.
We're going into Iraq.
Saddam Hussein has expelled UN weapons inspectors, and the United States is threatening military action.
Oh, frack.
U.S. forces prepare for deployment.
We're sending the
February
hackers
3rd.
to Iraq.
While the battle of nerves continues in Iraq, Defense Department security systems report an attempted break-in to computers at Andrews Air Force Base.
Uh-oh.
Over the next 2 weeks,
hackers are in.
Pentagon security experts detect similar assaults on military systems across the country. The intrusions seem to be coordinated, and they target computer systems at the heart of the military buildup. Damage to these systems could halt the flow of transportation, personnel, and medical supplies.
Oh no.
It certainly was, given its timing in concert with our military actions against Iraq, a wake-up call for many of our leaders, both uniformed and otherwise in our governments, that this is potentially a very major threat to our ability to execute our missions.
We do an awful lot of work.
It was probably
by
Saddam
email,
Hussein that did it.
Through unclassified transmission of deployment information. And again, if you take one part of that machine and disable it, you've got a real problem trying to make a deployment operation take place.
Although the precise
Dang, I would
origin and
hate
purpose of these
if
attacks
we
is
weren't
unknown,
able to.
Washington fears
It would
the
have
worst.
really been bad
A
if they
joint
weren't able
task
to
force is hastily
go
assembled,
and deploy
bringing
people
together
over
personnel
in
from the
Iraq.
FBI, various military services, and members of the intelligence community.
So obviously people were worried that this might be an information warfare-based attack or some sort of attack designed to disrupt U.S. responses to problems in Iraq.
The intruders are targeting computers that use the Sun Solaris 2.4 or 2.6 operating system, exploiting a vulnerability common among Unix systems that can give hackers an easy route in. Although this flaw in the system and the software necessary to fix it have been publicized since December, Pentagon computer experts haven't focused on the potential backdoor into their systems. Obviously, hackers have.
The hackers are at it again.
Vulnerability linking them. The FBI dubs its investigation of the DoD intrusions Solar Sunrise.
Whoa, the solar sunrise, the dawn of a new threat.
Friday,
They're trying to.
February 6th.
These hackers are trying to stop us from dropping bombs on people. What is wrong with them? Don't they know that's what kind of the number one thing we love to do?
More than 2,000
Why would they
Marines
do
into
that?
the Gulf, while the search for a
We want
diplomatic
to
solution
bomb people.
continues. As the military
And
states
they were
continue
really
to
looking
rise,
for a
the
diplomatic
investigation
solution
in
there.
Washington is
Not
also
trying to
their
get political. We don't
Investigators
do politics on this cool stream.
The cyber trail leads
But,
through a number
you know.
of foreign countries, including Iraq's Gulf neighbor, the United Arab Emirates.
The first priorities were to exchange information, because we have a lot of different entities, and determine what scope of intrusion happened to the different systems. Were there secret systems? Were they unclassified systems? What were the
It's a perfect
significance of these
day to
computer
harvest
systems?
some wheat.
And can we tie it into any sort of attack?
One of the first things we did was caution everyone involved that we had been down this road before, and where an attack seems to be coming from, and where an attack is actually coming from may be two different
Oh
things.
no.
Investigators track the intrusions
Where's
back to
the
their
attack
points of
coming
entry
from?
and find they've been routed through a variety of internet service providers, or ISPs. He's apparently stashed his stolen information at sonic.net.
Oh no, the hackers were hiding out over at sonic.net. They hid the codes in the recipe for the cheeseburger.
If he comes back to examine it, investigators will be waiting. When FBI agents from the San Francisco field office contact Sonic.net, they get an unexpected break.
They get someone on the other end says, "Welcome to Sonic. You want to try our new cheesy coney?"
During the same period as the
That
initial
sounds good.
attacks on military sites,
That sounds good.
system managers at Sonic.net received complaints about hacking
Sonic.net.
assaults
It's a
on
perfect
Harvard
day
and
to
MIT
harvest some wheat.
launched through their site. They have already
Like that.
identified the two
Boom.
hackers responsible for those attacks.
Boom.
Local high
Boom.
school kids.
Boom.
The screen names are Mac.
What? The high school kids were doing it.
Just 4 days
I think they were just trying to look up, Sonic, the latest news about the Sonic video games. So the high school kids were hacking into the Pentagon. That's pretty cool. It's pretty advanced stuff. These damn hackers. What else do we have in this one?
confronts Analyzer. Investigator searches home, and under
Investigator
question,
searches
he
home.
admits his role in the hacking trails they've identified. This confession is only the tip of the iceberg. Forensic analysis of Analyzer's computer equipment indicates he may have hacked into more than 500 networks.
What?
1 year later, Analyzer is indicted in Israel on charges of computer crime. Prosecution is still pending.
How can I tell if my kid was a hacker? Wait a second, that's pretty good. How do I tell if my cyber jihad? Oh my god, that's pretty good. How can I tell if my kid is a hacker? You know the warning signs that your kid may be using the internet to hack. Interesting. Keep a close eye on your phone bill.
In California, both teens
How can I
plead
tell if my
guilty to
kid is a
violations of
hacker?
federal computer fraud and wiretapping laws. Both boys are fined and sentenced to 3 years of probation
Cyber
and
jihad.
100 hours
Oh,
of community
frick.
service. They forfeit their computers and are barred from accessing the internet without adult supervision.
How am I gonna play The Sims?
Their legal punishment is relatively light, but this youthful escapade may haunt them in other ways.
They're applying for jobs, and they might, of course, want one in the computer security field. When their employer asks them if they've ever been arrested or convicted or involved in any computer abuse, it may have a lasting consequence on their ability to get employment in their area of choice.
That'll show them. That'll show the hackers. But you know, they need to know about hacking from that end of things, so that they can do the good kind of hacking. Does that make sense? How about this one? This is another one. Cyber Warriors.
Commando Solo's track record
This
is
is kinda
impressive.
cool.
Its broadcasts are credited with causing mass defections during the Gulf War.
Okay,
Keeping locals
this is
calm
pretty.
in Haiti during Operation Uphold
Yes,
Weapons Guard.
this is pretty good. This is from TLC.
Carried on the wings of Desert Storm, the U.S.
You like
military
that?
has taken the lead in the cyber arms
Now I've
race.
got a mecha, baby.
The information warfare weapens of the Gulf
Information
War
warfare.
but crude in comparison to those the Defense Department is currently developing.
Whoa, 1997. This documentary. Cyber Warriors. Whoa.
In computer warfare labs, new species of silicon viruses are being created. Part of the military's growing stockpile of software munitions.
Soft silicon. That's what we love.
The Pentagon is experimenting with genetically altered bacteria. Legions of microbes are being bred that eat the electronics and insulation of computers. In the future, when a computer has a bug, it may really have a bug.
What? They were developing bacteria that would eat your computer. Holy crap, that's crazy. And that's probably how we ended up with freaking coronavirus eating our way at our brains, giving everyone long COVID. Because of these damn viruses.
Now I've got a mecha, baby.
Another technique is called chipping.
Join us, come on.
Chippy. Chippy.
The bigger, the better.
Booby-trapped microchips are inserted into electronic systems
muscles,
exported to
big
possible
arms.
future threats.
Big muscles, big arms.
The chips are programmed for remote control by the U.S. government.
This is what the government is doing.
Actually, back in the early 1970s, when we sold a telephone switch to the country of Poland. And the U.S. military and the government said, this is great, you can sell them the switch. However, we want you to add this little thing in there. And what it was a remote-controlled detonator that in case the Russians had a land-based attack to Western Europe through Poland,
the Russians.
we could remotely shut down the entire Polish telecommunications infrastructure with one switch.
Dang, and that's what they did. Fast forward however many years later.
Machines aren't the only target of information warfare.
Machines.
The human mind has also been marked. Commando Solo is the Pentagon's newest weapon in its information warfare arsenal. Packed with 30,000 pounds of broadcasting equipment, the EC-130 is a flying radio and television station.
Wow.
Assigned
What kind of
to
stuff
the
are they
Air Force Special
broadcasting on there?
Operations Command, its mission is to conduct psychological operations.
Its mission is to give everyone
Solo's
Havana
track
syndrome.
record is impressive. Its broadcasts are credited with causing mass defections during the Gulf War and keeping locals calm in Haiti during Operation Uphold Democracy.
Oh man, let's maybe need to check that one out later about how that went down. It sounds really good. Operation Protect Democracy. We're gonna brainwash people. I'm sure that went. I'm sure that was very successful and nothing bad happened there. I'm not quite familiar with it, but all sounds
Future
above board so
broadcasts
far.
may be more unconventional. Satellites could beam false information to television networks.
Fake news. Hey, they're already doing that. They don't need satellites. They're doing it. They're turn on CNN.
Tremendous power. Imagine, for example, if there is a video of Saddam Hussein.
Of the video of Saddam Hussein, and he's getting, Saddam Hussein and Marge Simpson and the one from Family Guy, and they're getting up to something, and that could really cause some chaos over there.
Doing something terribly inappropriate with a camel.
Like what? Saddam Hussein shaking his little ass. That could really disrupt things over there.
What are his people going to say in
So
response
damn
to
insane.
their network?
What the hell are they going to do? Saddam Hussein is up on the camera. He says, "You know what? This guy, the prophet, I hate him." And they would all go, "No, boo." Probably something like that.
Power by creating AirSots videos. AirSots Truth is immense.
AirSots videos.
Psychological
That's what we have here on the
operations
cool
are the
stream.
most Orwellian of InfoWar techniques.
InfoWars.
Power of computer special effects. Cyber
What?
warriors can manufacture any reality they wish.
What
Anyone
the
who saw
hell?
movie Forrest Gump knows what can be done with computerization to the images that we see and we think we believe.
Turnpike. Whee!
Give me some more of that sweet wheat.
Subscribe for 3 months. Thanks for subscribing. This is pretty good. I'm really loving this one. This documentary. If anyone saw Forrest Gump, they could see the power of computers in blowing people's minds. When everyone, the audiences in the theater saw that feather going through the air, remember that? They were like, holy crap, was that real? That was a real feather?
Well, what is the
Holy
ability?
crap, was he really on this showing his butt to LBJ? It's crazy.
Is immense.
Psychological operations are
They all really thought Forrest Gump was real. Forrest Grump.
The power of computer special effects.
People couldn't even believe
Cyber
it.
warriors can manufacture any reality they wish.
Just wait till they see
Anyone who saw
Avatar.
the movie Forrest Gump knows what can be done with computerization. The images that we see and we think we believe. Well, what is the ability?
I think I saw Forrest Gump, the guy that we all know, the real guy, show his butt on the TV back in the 60s.
Too distant future to take imagery.
Holy crap!
morphed,
Photoshop.
changed, altered, put it on the internet, and
on
do
the
we know
internet.
what we're seeing now?
I
Can
don't know.
you believe what you're
Deepfake.
seeing?
I can't believe
When
it.
we have at the desktop the ability to take a real piece of video and at a few commands transform that video into a false reality.
Holy crap.
Indistinguishable from...
Hey, wait a second. It looked like that guy changed colors and then he flipped around. How did he do that? That was insane.
And at a few commands transform that video into a false reality that
Holy
is indistinguishable from its prior generation, from the original tape. And you take the...
Whoa, wait a second. He's in the computer now. What? This is insane. How is this happening? I can't believe it. My brain is
reality
breaking.
and send it to the news media or send it to the
The
police.
fake news.
How do we know what's real? We are in the next 3 years going to be unable to distinguish truth from fiction because of the desktop computer.
What?
Cyber war, where information is power.
That is interesting, though. Interesting little foreshadowing. This documentary came out in 1997. This guy's talking about how in 3 years we're not going to be able to distinguish truth from reality. And no wonder everyone thought that 9/11 didn't happen. They can't distinguish truth from reality.
In today's or the future modern warfare,
Space Force.
I don't think to be overemphasized.
7, 6.
The hackers are going to save us.
The imagery that's available from space, the communications that can be managed from space.
This is a cool documentary. I don't
And
know.
other types of information warfare, all in support of the warfighter, make space a very important fourth medium in
Space.
future warfare.
Space Force. Space Force. This is called Cyber Warriors. Used to be was on TLC. So all that's to say the government is also getting into hacking. Oh, this looks kind of cool. Let's check this out. Looks like a video game.
The work that we're doing to develop longer-range delivery systems and accuracies for non-lethal weapons can be very important for police
Great.
forces. Systems that can blind or shield, systems that
Oh, no.
will enable us to force people from buildings or keep them from them without inflicting lethal harm on them could be very, very useful in these kinds of situations.
Non-lethal research is also being adapted for self-protection.
Holy crap.
A stun gun is on the market.
Whoa.
The gun is battery-powered and lightweight.
It's like, I
Tiny
thought this
probes
is,
shoot out and
is this
flash
from
an
Halo?
electrical signal into an assailant. Similar to radar jamming, the signal swamps
Whoa.
pulses with energy.
It gives you
The
Havana
assailant
syndrome.
loses
Look at this
control
guy.
over all body functions, immobilized without pain or suffering.
It gives him control over all body functions. It's the fart gun. This is insane. I don't even know what topic this gets into, but this is really cool documentary. Guy's ripped. I need to get this and incorporate this somehow into some of my some of the stuff we have going on. This 3D guy is pretty cool. Check this guy out.
A stun gun is on the market.
Bang.
The gun is battery powered and lightweight.
Here's your side.
Tiny probes shoot out and
Tiny
flash
probes shoot your nuts.
An assailant. Similar to radar jamming, the signal swamps nerve impulses with energy. The assailant loses control over all body functions, immobilized without pain or suffering.
That's cool. Anyway, well, I said that we were going to do some hacking live on the air, so I better get that. Let me get my computer charged up. And let's see, let me just get this charged. Let me type in some of my codes. Get this charged up. Let me get this all going here. Let me load up some of my hacking programs. This is a pretty advanced stuff that I have going on here. So here we go. We're loading up a hacker program. And I'm going to show everyone how to hack. I'm going to show everyone how to hack into a website to get computers. So first you're gonna want to go in here to this website, and here I'm just gonna open a new tab and copy that. It's in French, so you're gonna want to learn French first before you do this. Correction vulnerability. This website is vulnerable that we're gonna hack into. So let's get this. We're gonna type this in. This is just some different codes I had laying around. We're getting this. Let me type in. Let me search. Again, this is in French, so you're gonna want to brush up on some of your skills. And maybe do some Rosetta Stone before you do this. So let me get in. Okay, now I've got my hacking program open, and I'm just gonna go ahead and type in some stuff, some different commands. This is gonna get us hacked into a website right now. All right, are you seeing this? This is pretty cool. This is just something I've learned how to do with hacking. Okay. Risk. We're going to type in risk equals 9 because this is a very risky move that we're doing. So just bear with me for a second. Let me just type in some of my codes. And this should get us hacked into, which is hacking for a website. We're going to get some passwords. Hacking an SQL website for the admin. We want to get that password. Here we go. I've loaded up the hacking program. Let me just enlarge my window here. Do we want to hack? Press yes or no. We're gonna hit yes. Some fields have been detected. We're gonna puncture the code system that they have in place to try to get some of these passwords. So far, I think we're doing pretty good. Let me send a test. Let me send a feedback test over the information tunnel. See how that comes back. So that sound means that we're going to have to initiate another code injection. So let me try to get that. It looks like that came back clear. So let's see. Let me run another test here. We're going to calibrate the parameters and maybe try to see if we can search for some of those codes. It doesn't look like we're getting them. We haven't got a hit yet. Let's see here. It seems to be blocked by the Boolean code, which is a real tough one to get over. That's one I've been trying to crack for quite a while. That's a tough one. Let's see. I can't remember how I fixed this one last time I was going. I kind of got into a little... Okay, let's try to turn off the pre-conversion rate and lower the... Let's see. Maybe if we lower the code filters and go back into Google, here's some of the codes that were filtered in through that. That was real quick. Usually it takes a while, so that's a good sign. Let's see. I think... Oh, we got a response from the injection that we did earlier with some of these codes. That's a good... let's see. We're going to do a 2.0 time-based query. And it looks like the injection came back in red, which means... I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, so it looks like the test came back positive for the tunnel sequence, so we're going to initiate that here on the side, but then we might have to also loop in a new thing I've been working on. This is just something that I've got off to the side here. I'm going to see if I can test it out here. And a new exploit that I downloaded it just now. That looks like that might get us a little bit closer to the files that we're looking for with some of those passwords. But again, I mean, they're running an evasion sequence that I've never seen before. This is, it's sort of like the computer knows that we're in. It knows we're in, so that's going to be tough. But I think if we can just paste one of the passwords we got back here, we're gonna try that and see. It looks like that worked. So, all right. Looks like we got in. Wow, that was tough. I thought we were gonna get. I really thought that wasn't gonna work out, but it looks like it did. Let's try another one. Let's do another hack just to show you kind of what we have going on. We're gonna plunder a bank account. This might be some incriminating stuff. First we have to log into Megapanzer and set up the server generator. So we're gonna be hacking into the bank. Of course, I gotta put in the address, megapanzer.com, put in some of these codes here that I have. The registry key and the program, that's going to help us get in. It's going to help us get in. The domain bluewind.ch. That's going to get us in, I think. Uh-oh, we got an error. The Megapanzer packet is generated. Okay, I think that's good. We're going to want to copy that package over and maybe add an extra layer of security, I think is what we're going to need to do. That'll help us get into the bank account. Meeting protocol. Step 2. The victim executes the Megapanzer package. This thing he will see is the entertainer file popping up. Okay. Ooh, Snoop Dogg. So the attacker injects his own certificate into the victim computer and redirects all requests to the e-banking server. And this is actually, we already did some of this stuff too. So that looks like it gave us the IP address because the user clicked on Snoop Dogg. And here's the security files that we got back. This is actually one that I did earlier that I recorded. So we got the IP address. We're gonna put that in, and sorry, it's kind of taking a little bit of time, more than I really bargained for. But I hope no one in the FBI is wise to us, since we're broadcasting a hack. So now the attacker's going to start the proxy server and then wait till the victim establish a connection to the e-banking server. Okay, get the terminal open and let's see how much money they got in their bank account, because it's all mine.
Give me some more of that sweet wheat. That sweet wheat.
It's all mine.
You like that? Boom! You like boom, boom, boom! Now I've got a mecha, baby.
Okay. We did the hack. There's a lot of steps to this hack. It's kind of taking a little bit longer. Anyway, that's just an example of one of the hacks that I did the other day. So that'll give you an idea of what it takes to be a hacker. But now I think we're going to go back again to some of the freakers, because these are some cool docs that I found. The BBS was a place where the hackers would hang out. And I think they have a part about freaking in here that's kind of interesting. Elite hackers. Let's see. This is how the hackers started. They all
use a handle, more power to them. During the passage,
it's all mine.
Never destroy anything.
Okay, here's
explore to learn all the kinkiest technology.
All the
modify
kinky.
stuff to make your own.
All the kinkiest technology.
Learn how to do everything. Especially the dark side stuff. Learn that first.
The dark side of the codes.
Don't implement it. It's like, yes, you could have a rifle here, and you could be the best marksman in the world. But
now I've got a mecha, baby. Nothing can stop me now.
Freaking means a lot of different things. Freaking basically covers the whole spectrum of fun with Ma Bell, fun with the phone company, different things you can do, and people will say that a lot of different things fall into the freaking category, which could be everything from
freaky weird.
You know, something as stupid as stealing somebody's calling card number to something like you know, getting change out of a payphone. I mean, there's a lot of different categories.
Long distance calling back then, it was expensive. You know, people today don't have any feeling for how expensive it actually was to pick up the phone, especially when you're trying to transfer 16K of data at 300 baud. It was a sizable chunk of change each month.
And I was calling all over the country making long distance calls. You know, the phone bill that showed up one month was about that thick, and my mother just about had a heart attack. I had to go get a summer job to pay the phone bill off.
My parents flipped out. They were basically, they're like, "What the hell are you doing up there?"
Yeah! But
do you remember how much that bill was for?
$350. The next one was $500. And at that point, my parents were like, "You've got to get these bills down." Well, so you know, that's where the freaking came in.
There's no way you're gonna pay for that because you
gotta start freaky.
It. And if you're doing it legit on your parents' line, I mean, they're gonna kill you next month.
So I think a lot of the things as far as people phone freaking, at least that were in the computer scene, was really to get access to BBS content, and you know.
Now he's talking about something that's probably not what you're thinking. Freaking over the phone. BBS is something. It's like these online forums. The BBS underworld is how the hackers would hang out. Bulletin board systems. This is how the hackers would hang out, and they would share files and video games and all the cracked programs, and this is where all the hackers would hang out. So just this little background what this is talking about here. It's kind of interesting. BBS the documentary. Hacking, freaking, anarchy, and carding.
It was typically long distance.
What am I going to do? Well, I can't stop calling these places. I just have to figure out how to do it for free.
I gotta keep freaking, baby.
So you'd get the 1-800 numbers and the access codes. And
you get the codes and you'd hack in.
So you get your phone scanner, you'd run it all day while you're at school or something.
And the whole point of the program was it had to try every code, then get a code, dial the Sprint number, wait whatever seconds, input the stolen Sprint code, and then dial CompuServe. If it got a carrier, boom, that went on your printer the next morning. So you go to sleep, the next morning you wake up, you had 2 or 3 Sprint codes.
You come home, you have a couple codes, whatever.
You gotta get the codes.
You have to have fresh codes. Very important.
And you had
to get the codes
to yourself, which was the best thing to do because you might have gotten 30 days of good long-distance dialing out of it, or you traded it on a message on a bulletin board.
You had to get the
get
codes.
high-end access to their pirate games, and that code usually within 3 or 4 days, maybe a week, would be dead because by the time you gave it out, 10 people gave it out to 10 more people, gave it out to 100 more people. Before you know it, it was across the entire United States, out into Europe, out into everywhere, out to every single BBS out there. And of course, that set off the red flag with Sprint or MCI or whoever it was.
I used to stand at payphones in my high school.
Rat fun. So they're talking, this is kind of interesting. So this is in the 80s. They were doing phone freaks, and then when they invented the bulletin boards, the hackers, they had to stay online all the time because that's where all the action went down, and they had to download all the latest video games. So they had to find out the codes from the telephone. They had to get the codes because they're on dial-up modem. And a lot of people don't know what that is. Well, remember what a dial-up modem sound like? Only kids of a certain age will know this sound. See if you know if you know this sound. That's how you know you're a phone freak and a millennial. Oh, Jesus! And blast it into your eardrums. Only the real 90s kids will know what this sound is. Only the real 90s kids will know that sound. Only the real 90s kids know that sound. So anyway, the hackers would have to get the codes to freak out the phone lines. They'd get so they could basically get on their modems for free, because in order to do their chats and their BBS, that sound kind of goes. Low-key slaps. This is when you know you're about to download some cool songs. Like, yes, I'm jacking in. I'm jacking in. Anyway, so these hackers, in order to get on their message boards, they had to go, their modems had to dial long distance. So that's why they got the codes. And they had to get some program that would give them the codes to go into the modem. Anyway, it's wild and weird, but that's how the hackers did it back in the day.
I'd punch up numbers all day until I got a code. I got that tone, and hey,
I got
could
the
call New York
codes.
City.
And the motivation of the kids isn't ever to screw the company. It's more, well, I need this. I need this, and what am I going to do? What am I, what is it?
They didn't want to screw
really
the company.
An option that I would sit there and pay this, 17
Hell
times
no.
my allowance for this week to make this one
Hell
phone
no.
call out to talk to this one person that I met in California. No.
We know we did something wrong. We were clearly stealing. But at the time, we're kids, and you just
Stealing
don't
is
think that
bad.
it's wrong. You don't connect. And so we were going, well, we're just using this we're using a code that belongs to a large corporation. They won't even notice. They probably have this happen all the time.
If you steal from
right.
a
It's
large
okay to steal
company.
from the large company.
Suddenly I discovered I don't need to pay for my phone calls to call these BBSs. Now I can dial a 950, punch in a couple of digits here. I'm calling long distance. I'm saving money.
Now you got
And the things we were doing with it were just merely promoting. We were connecting. How do we connect with somebody in
I've
Austin?
got a
I'm not going to
Mecca,
pay
baby.
$6 an hour to connect to somebody in
Now
Austin.
I've got a Mecca,
I'll just,
baby.
Can I do that for take a little bit out of my ethics here and use a freak code.
My
Freaky.
parents, the next month,
Freaky.
my dad was like, so we have no long distance charges this month, but you're still using the computer just as much as you were last month. What's going on? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Just being a good boy.
I got the codes, that's how. None of your damn business, Dad. Your son is gaming the system. What's so wrong with that? And then they all, these guys, they were like, the guys at the table here, we didn't
don't think that it's wrong. You don't connect. And so we were going, well, we're just using this from, we're using a code that belongs to a large corporation. They won't even notice. They probably have this happen all the time.
If you steal from
right.
a large
It's okay
company.
to steal from the large companies.
It is. In fact, it is. Okay. Well, you still might get in trouble, but it's ethically, it's okay. You're stealing from
Suddenly I
Jeff
discovered
Bezos.
I don't
It's
need to
fine.
pay for my phone calls to call these
I don't want to pay for Hey, these people, they need to start paying for stuff. They're trying to game the system, and you know what? It's just not worth it. And you know what? That's what I've learned from this. Hacking is wrong. If there's one thing I've learned from this episode, hacking is wrong. Okay, forget all the other stuff I said about how cool it was. It's actually against the law. And it's not good. I'd love to talk more about hackers. I have lots more videos. I'm glad that I got to go in and show you all how hacking worked here, even for just a second, just to give you a glimpse into what I have going on with my hacking computer that I'm sitting behind of. Here's some of the hackers, the bulletin boards, the Freakers Quest. These are kind of cool, the names here. The Underworld Elite, the Castle Alcazar, the Cartel, Motor City Underground, the Capital Hackers Heaven, the Center of Eternity. This is old school hacking. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. The Cyber Blast. Anyway, we're back again. The Cool Stream is back. Maybe we'll do another show next week. Maybe I won't skip a week again, since I had to delay the show last week. And I had to do that a couple times. So maybe if you're lucky, if things work out, maybe we'll be back next week, because it's just too much fun doing the show, and I want to do it again. I don't like having to cancel the show, having to delay any of this fun stuff. So that's that. That's the end of the show. Thanks for watching the show.
Now I've got a mecha, baby.
Thanks for watching. Subscribing, checking it out. I'll post some of these on the Discord if you want to watch the Cyber Warriors, and then the Hacker documentary. That one's good. The Bulletin Board. All these are pretty good. I like finding stuff that's cool and good, and that's what we try to do on the show every other week, is give you some of that cool stuff, the cool, sweet content that you know and love. Some cool videos about some different topics. That's all we're trying to do here.
Give me some more of that sweet wheat.
Over here at the Cool Stream. That's what we're trying to do.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you. The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
Thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you next time. We'll be seeing you next time. Maybe next week. Who knows? If you're lucky, I might just decide, hey, it's time for to do more episodes, because they're fun.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
And maybe we'll see you then next time on the Cool Stream.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the Cool Stream with Beowulf. This was the Cool Stream with Beowulf.
Give me some more of that sweet wheat.
Stay cool, everybody.
Give me some more.
It's the Cool Stream.
You like that? Boom! You like like that?
Love you all so very much. That's the first thing we want to tell you. You are in good hands.
My name is Fred Spencer, and I do videos and animation.
Well, first of all, most of my movies were silly.
We don't know the right people. We haven't sucked the right cock. Well, I say it's time that
So we have the bench. Father on the banco.
You like that?
Through you, I gain access to the web.
Whoa, what the? Okay.
Wow.
Charge!
Look at that.
Ooh, it's so good.
Now I've got a mecha, baby.
This guy. Hey, we got B-Wolf in the chat. What's up, B-Wolf?
Bye, B-Wolf.
Thanks, B-Wolf. Have a good one.
The Cool Stream, shout out to you. The Cool Stream, shout out to you.
Join us! Come on!